Hello and welcome from Bad Waldsee in southern Germany. I have here a rather magnificent vehicle, the BMW i890 B-Class Master Line integrated 890. This was introduced in April 2019, and so now we're looking at this one here. Cost of 167,770, 43,000 of 1/4 approximately of which is extras. Might have a look at that in a short while. 899 centimeters long, 235 wide, 296 in height, and the extras are going to weigh 339. But nonetheless, on a 5-ton basis, a 5.5-ton basis, sorry, you've got over 1.1 tons of payload, or in fact nearly 1.2. Never a good idea though with payload to say nearly, because they're always exaggerated down. So this vehicle, 9 meters long, has their queen bed at the back. We've got storage on both sides, which is, there you go, as you'd expect with a queen bed. Storage above, and let's have a look at the line of sight down the vehicle, which is pretty good in my opinion. It's wide open space. Now you may be thinking, wide open space, why can't you make it a bit narrower? Well, I suppose there is always that option, which they didn't go for. This has the new SLC chassis. I say new, it's been on the go now for about 3 years, so maybe it's no longer new. But it's got the SLC chassis. The Master Line was conceived with the idea of these clean lines of sight right down the vehicle, and also the A-pillars almost can't really tell where they are. Anyway, we'll have a look at that as well. If I remember. And up there we've got a television. So that is the bedroom. As it's a queen bed, you know, you've got storage under it. Not, well, I say as, because not everybody offers storage under it. That's what the beds under the bed looks like. And here, there you go, there, and of course storage under the steps as well, because you'd want to get into the bed. Probably. Right, now, here is a dressing room. I shall close this here. Unfortunately, I can't get any more lights on in here. It's not because of the van, it's because the showroom I'm in. And this thing here is supposed to open. Hang on, why isn't it opening? It's because it's this bit here. Doesn't open. Right, well, I'm not going to force it. But anyway, this will give you an idea of the dressing room. It is a bit odd though with this thing here, and it sort of makes it look a bit smaller than it is. Is this bit here really necessary? Yes, it is, I think. Otherwise, the door wouldn't have anywhere to close. Well, anyway, as it's a dressing room, there's a place for you to get dressed from. And as is there, you keep your socks in there, and you keep your underpants down here. You haven't got many of them, or maybe down there. But you know, when you have clothes, that isn't good. That's one thing, putting food in something like this, but with clothes, they're going to drop out. You know, food, because there's packets and things, and maybe that'll hold it in place. But you know, in a van of this, motorhome at this cost, I would expect something a little bit better than that. Right, okay, so here we've got this enormous shower, and as there's people in there, down there, I shall now demonstrate the chassis and the double floor which it provides. And look how deep that is. That's about 40 centimeters in depth. That is absolutely brilliant. And what could be down here? Well, as always, it's the water, the black water. So if you want to have a look at your black water, you can always do it. your grey water, sorry, not your black water. Black water is the toilet, the grey water is the shower. There you are, that's where your clean water is. If you can't be bothered to walk to the tap at night, you just get out of bed and help yourself directly to that. So, if I come back here, showing the double floor, continuation. Right, range, kitchen, pretty large, 3 hobs and storage beneath, and I'm going to have a look at the storage, and I've got to say I don't like this new storage from Hymer at all. Okay, here it's not so bad because okay it's food, but all the same. That's great, super large sink, and here you've got one of these drainage sort of things as well, and here as well this will open to reveal that and that. Now across the Hymer group they're using these same drawer systems. Maybe the finishings will look different in different brands, but they're similar drawers, and maybe they got them on the cheap, I don't know, but I think something you got on the cheap doesn't look right in a van, in a motorhome of this cost, in my opinion. Now I don't know how the first bit of this video came out or not, if the table was visible, but somebody was just in and didn't know how to put it back. Anyway, they've disappeared, leaving it in this condition. I'm not going to fix it with one hand, but it does give you an idea of, first thing, it gives you an idea of how big it is, and it gives you an idea what happens at trade fairs. This isn't a trade fair, it's a showroom, but what happens when people start messing around with things, they don't understand how they work, and that's how things get broken. This isn't broken, this just requires a little bit of a push or pull and then a push at both sides. But anyway, I'm not going to do it holding the camera in one hand. Above that there is the spare bed, which will drop down. You can of course have it without a spare bed and storage all the way round if it's bought from new. What I didn't show you as part of the kitchen was the freezer and the fridge, which opens both ways. And here we have these slide out things, which I think are absolutely brilliant. Great, saves a lot of space, uses a lot of space rather than saves a lot of space, uses. And up there, where's the oven? Well, you could stick it up there, couldn't you? Bought this, and that's another, I don't know how much it costs from Hymer, but I can tell you it's a lot more expensive than getting it from Rimo. Right, let's have a look at what else we've got down here in the double floor. Down there, storage. Did I show that earlier? No, I didn't. I showed part of it. There's your fuse box. Always good to have your fuse box inside, in my opinion. I've got mine inside as well. Mind you, maybe mine's more needed inside than is one from Hymer. We can see here that we've got the extension to the the batteries, which can be extended and can be extended quite considerably. Part of the extra equipment is probably lithium batteries. Oh, it does put me off when people sort of stand right over me. And under here, there you have more fuses, and so you can cut your electricity off at somewhere or turn it on as the case may be. I have taken to turning my hookup off at the junction box before I plug it in. That's just me, but it seems to work a bit better in my opinion. People trying to get into the van via the driver's door, which is unusual. Anyway, so that gives a bit of an idea of this vehicle. Enormous panoramic roof and two 103 centimeters of clearance inside. I attended the press conference in Stuttgart when this was launched, and they said about 203 centimeters of clearance, which is great, but the gentleman who showed me, it was 208 centimeters. Oh, I felt very sorry for him being that tall. How difficult. I mean, having to bend your head every time, not only in a van but in many other circumstances, while going through doors. So I really do feel for tall people. It's I think it's, in some ways, it's a bit of an affliction. There you go, there's the television down there. And I mentioned at the front, it's I think it's an absolutely clear line here. Let's go and have a look at the right, SLC there. So you've got the space for storage, and this one's on a tag axle. I don't know if the tag axle is really necessary, but depends what you like. A friend of mine says it's far better to drive the tag axle than on one set of wheels at the back. Okay, can you see that? Now the bed will go up and down, as you probably realise on the side. This will go up and down from here. I don't know if okay, I'll just give it a go now. It's as I expected. It's disconnected. The reason they disconnect it, it's because people come in and start playing around with things like they do with, oh, I think the table's been fixed. 450 kilos in here, and here we have some, that might be handy if you're on hookup. And another door here, that's closed, and that's open. No, it's not, that's open. Why do you have the electric in the garage? Because it's unlikely something's going to get squashed if it's in the bedroom, but highly possible if it's in the garage. So the bed here is its lowest position inside, so you can put it up more than that. Now, if I can get in it, I'm going to show you a new van in this class, which is this one here. This is a semi-integrated one, if no one's in it, because I can't go in if somebody's in it. If somebody's in the van, then I have to move in with them, because you're only allowed to be people from the same family. This thing here comes, so you can see it's semi-integrated on the Mercedes. Cost is, there you go, 109,000 euros. This one here has been bought, and this one has the German layout in the back. And I'll turn the lights on if they're on, and if they're not, they're not on. So for me, I definitely prefer the queen bed version. I prefer the queen bed version in a semi-integrated, but I'm not going to get that. You see, there's no dressing room in this one. Mind you, cost a lot less. And if we can get in this one here, which is the integrated version, of the one we just saw. So at the back it's the same, just to make sure you see it's the same. The front though, it's got this bit right the way down there. So the cost of this thing here, 153. Of course, with special price, the problem is this is because it's got the additional bits on it, which are here, yeah, and this really puts the price up. So if you take it from the base price, 113, the base price, no one ever pays the base price. This is why it's so wrong doing videos about cheap motorhomes or something like that, because it doesn't mean anything. Okay, so there you go. Integrated 890 motorhome, B-Class Master Line. Thanks for watching. Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take you inside, and there's a reason for this. You thought the video was about to end. Listen, there you go. There's the table. It's been put. I heard the person do it as I came out. So, good. Right, now this is genuinely the end of this video. So thanks for watching, and there's plenty more from other manufacturers on this website. All the best from Bad Waldsee, Germany.